taking a look at this little tiny remote control truck today. Now, obviously, you can see that there are no windows, headlights, stickers, any of that kind of stuff on this. It's because they're all still on the paper. And that's because it's so fun to just play with these things. I never care to take the time. Whoops. Never worry about putting these on. And I don't really like a bunch of stickers on there. Especially don't like the Green Thunder, you know. Green, I don't even like the color green, to be honest with you. But whatever. I may end up using the American flag, and I may put the windows on at some point. Right now I'm leaving the protective film on. I'll show you that a little closer up in just a second. First, this really cool bag. It's actually very nice quality, very stretchy. But this came included, and you can fit all of the stuff in this bag. And you still have room left over. So that's pretty cool. Nice touch. These aren't remote control. These are just little cars. And they look kind of cool. But they just throw those in. That's kind of neat. You have your charger. This is the other portion of that. And that plugs into your barrel connector there. Plug it into the wall. And you have 2 red or green lights depending upon the charging status. Red, they are charging, and when they're green, they're fully charged. It's going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours roughly. Depends on how depleted you get them. This last time for me, the first time, it didn't take very long, but see, I had some charge on them, but then I pretty much wore them out, and it took right at 2.5 to 3 hours to charge them. Roughly. I didn't stay in the room the whole time, so I was in and out, but watch the light when it turns green. Go play. A little screwdriver. Your tires, your wheels are put on like that, so you can take those off if you need to. Pretty cool. The batteries are included, these two. These are rechargeable. They're for your truck. You supply your own for the controller. So that's how your batteries go. Very easy. It's marked. No big deal. You have your on and off button. There is no LED indicator that I've noticed anywhere, so you can't tell when it's off and on other than to make sure that you turn it off and on. And look at the position, obviously. Of course, you have your forward and your reverse. You have your steering trim. And this is a reverse steering switch, which I don't have any reason to use that. I probably never will. But apparently you can reverse the direction of turn. And then you have, of course, your steering wheel. There's not a whole lot that's needed here. But it works really well. It's very easy. It's super lightweight, even with the batteries in it. So that's cool. Those are the 2 covers. I'll show you those. But first, let's take a little look at the truck. You can see it's all dirty. I've been playing with it in the sand. You see that? Look at this one. It doesn't move. So I don't know what I've done with the suspension on this thing already. But anyway. Same thing. So I don't know. I kind of killed it. You've got your on and off switch. It still works. I didn't kill it. I'll show you what I mean. But you have your on and off switch here. It's very tiny. You run this thing. I'm dropping pebbles and rocks out of this thing. That's so funny. Anyway, you run this thing for about, I'd say, after the 2.5 to 3 hours of charging time. I played with this thing off and on a couple different times. Probably in the neighborhood, it's under 30 minutes, but it's over 15. So let's go right at 20-25 minutes possible. The problem with this, or for me, you always want to be full throttle, man. And when you do that, you kill the battery a lot faster. So let's take these little pins out and take a look at this truck in more detail. So yeah, I scratched it up. That's the protective covering, and I didn't want to pull it off because I wanted to keep it somewhat protected. And well, I guess it's a smart thing to do, but you know, it's just a plastic shell. Who cares? It's going to get damaged. Listen, I screwed up the suspension on this already, obviously, playing with this thing. I don't know how well you can see. Let me zoom in. I'll show you. You see the suspension? See that screw? You see that one? It doesn't move. So I'm going to have to work on this. It didn't... I would say it does a pretty good job as a whole. I haven't really taken this on any jumps. I drove it in grass. Man, look how dirty. It's got sand. It's got sand all over the place. Anyway, I took it out in sand, and I drove it in the grass. The grass wasn't mowed, and it still managed to do pretty good in both aspects. When I got onto the gravel and got out of the sand, it's really hard to keep this thing in a straight line, especially at any amount of speed, because it's so little that it just kind of bounces around. It'll change direction on you, but it is a lot of fun to play with. I definitely give it that. After a little time, I'd say about 15-20 minutes at least, maybe closer to 25. I'm not 100% sure. I know it was less than half an hour I played with it. This whole area became pretty hot. By that time, the batteries were depleted, so it was time for it to cool off anyway. But this metal plate, I could definitely feel heat off that. The heat sink definitely doing its job. Definitely got hot. Steering on it's pretty good as a whole. And let me go ahead and put these batteries in. Now, I don't like this little capacitor being so loose. I'm scared I'm going to break that thing. So you might want to be careful about that. It's pretty loud, but it's very fast. Oh. This thing's like reverse stopped working. Well, the last time I turned this off, it was still working. But, like I said, all this sand has damaged it. This is a lot of fun to play with. Is it a great buy? Maybe. I guess it depends on the areas you're going to drive this. It's all basically plastic, but it seems fairly durable. The suspension, it locked up. Well, it sort of unlocked itself. Yeah, now it sort of seems to have unlocked itself. Let's see if I can... you know what I think it is? I think it's just a bunch of sand and dirt getting in there and creating an issue. Because I can hear it when I can see a little bit of it falling out. So this can withstand some water splashes and everything, and it can withstand sand and grass and rain and snow, but you don't want to submerge it. It is pretty cool, but definitely got some issues with all that sand getting in there. That must have done something to it. That's the only thing it's really been in. It hasn't been in any water. But my reverse is just simply non-functional at this point. And this is only after a short amount of playtime. So, you know, you'll have to be careful about that. You do have your little antenna here. You can hear it. Turn off the receiver, that stops. So I don't know if that's, I don't know a lot about the internal components of these. So there's like what, an ESC maybe, servo, I don't know. But when you turn that on, Makes that noise. But this is a lot of fun. I'll provide a link down below the video. I think your look is going to vary some. I don't know. I just wish that it didn't have issues with the reverse on it already. And there we go. So whatever it was, I knocked it loose, apparently moving it around. So it's working again now. I don't know, that's the first time that's happened. I didn't expect that, or it wouldn't be in the video, but I'm leaving it in here because I wanted to show you that it happens. Probably related to the sand is my best guess. Like I said, it was pretty crunchy. But you have a decent amount of suspension when you don't have something jacking it up. Which unfortunately I have too much sand and mess jacking up the suspension right now. But it's a lot of fun to play with. I'll try to get you some video in some different environments, different terrain, whatever, and show you what it's capable of. Let's say you got these little knobby little tires, so it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little toy. It's easy to control, but if you get it, like I said, out on gravel and stuff, it's bouncing every which way, and you know, it doesn't flip over too terribly easy. It does seem to have a pretty low center of gravity, which is cool. I don't know of anything else really important. Oh, you've got some paperwork. It's basically just some common sense, and it talks about binding the product. The manual, very good user manual actually, has a lot of information, exploded parts views and different things. Really well done, well laid out, a lot of notes, information. I don't know that it really tells you how much runtime this thing provides. It may, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not seeing it. And it says playing time 12 to 14 minutes. So on the outside, I feel like I got closer to 20 minutes. I knew it was less than half an hour. I feel like I got close to 20 minutes of playtime, but that was only because I was trying to take it easy on the throttle some of that time and just getting used to it in the gravel and trying to control it, because like I said, it bounces around too much. But wide open, I guess you can expect somewhere between 12 and 14 minutes. Seems about right. Don't put this in a swimming pool or the ocean or anything where, you know, it's going to be submerged, like big mud puddles. But if you run through a little bit of mud or anything else, it's not too big a deal for the most part. I don't know. It's a pretty cool little toy. I don't care for the color, but that's not a big deal. And as you could see before, there were some issues. So it seems to not be a problem now. I would say shake and clean and dust out and get like a leaf blower or some kind of vacuum or something and clean this thing out when you finish playing with it. I'm going to see if I can free up the suspension a little bit more. Definitely make it easier to drive. These little pieces here just cap on the sides right here, so it's pretty cool. I think that's about it. I just wanted to go through a few things. This is the box. This is the little box that it comes in. I think this would have been so much cooler, the Buggy. It looks so much cooler. I don't know about this big wing on the back, but anyway, who cares? Just a box. Pretty cool little item. I'll show you some footage, as I said, in different areas. This would be great for a small kid or for an adult, but an adult might want something a little bit bigger than this. I really like the portability of it. So that's probably the best part. Like, everything fits in this little bag, and this bag is 14 inches maybe, a foot long, a little over a foot long. So you can get everything in there, carry it with you on the go. That's pretty cool. I'll show you some rock, hopefully just a straight up rock pile, see if it can climb it, and maybe some grass, some gravel, possibly some sand. I may even be able to do some paved areas and see what kind of damage we can inflict by taking corners too sharp and jumping ramps at wide open speed. That's always fun. So that's pretty much it. A little bit of rambling thoughts here on this. I just wanted to kind of share it. I'm taking a different approach where I just enjoy myself a little bit more in making these videos, and I still want to focus on and touch base on all the important parts, but I want to do it in a more relaxed environment or a more relaxed way, feeling about it. So that's pretty much it. I guess I can answer questions if you have them, if I can. If not, I apologize. But fun toy. That all-wheel drive aspect makes it nice. It's just not always going to be the best on every surface. Right? Thanks. Not bad on turning radius. Okay, so great on concrete. Random off-road terrain. Yes, random off-road terrain. It's good. Grass, not too bad if it's mowed. Not so great if it isn't. Not so good right now, obviously. So grass, Loose gravel works. Very small truck, a lot of bouncy, flips over a little bit easily. Definitely changes direction on its own because it's so small, lightweight, and it bounces. Yeah, not bad though, not bad. Alright, gravel attempt. Not so much. We're going to give this a shot. I haven't tested this yet. Pretty sketchy. Nice heel on the other side. Let's see what happens. On the wheels. Awesome. Let's do that again. Works for stunts. Didn't land on its wheels at the very bottom of the hill. But 1 out of 2 is not bad.